Can you look at the camera?
I'm here too.
Welcome back to the Dr. Z Show. This is the episode that we started an hour late because we got off on a wild tangent about Power Rangers. Yay! But that means that there will be no tangents during this episode.
None whatsoever.
Entirely impossible.
Entirely none. It's impossible for us to have. Oh no, my background disappeared. Hold on, let me. I gotta put that back on because now I can do backgrounds in personal news.
And now we're on a tangent about background. I'm just kidding.
Well, no.
Everything's on topic. It's like the Purge. We can't be on a tangent. Everything's on topic.
my tangent actually will eventually matter because I built a new PC this week.
Unrelated to the Switch, because that was my first question.
Unrelated to the Switch. I had already purchased all of the parts for a PC before I heavily considered buying a PC. But yeah, I have all new. Everything's new pretty much except for the SSD, which is a year old, and my hard drive, which
are both fine.
Which are both, yeah. You don't need to update those
all the time.
But I mean, to give you also an idea of how old some of my parts were, they were mostly Frankenstein from my friends' old computers, and nothing about them looks gamery. Do you know how every PC part now looks very much like the gamer aesthetic, and it's looked that way for a while? Sure. None of it's gamer aesthetic.
Is it 90s, massive, white, chunky Dell?
Let me go run and get the motherboard, because I have it sitting right over there. Let me go run and get the motherboard.
I'm gonna laugh when she holds it up, and it's it's just the background again.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Oh no.
Yep. I said it was gonna happen. I knew this was gonna happen.
Oh no. We're done for now. So
awesome.
It's so square.
Yeah.
It's so square.
I know, right?
Why is it so square?
There's no gamer aesthetics at all.
It's square because it's never there.
And then the old graphics card too is just
I mean, that at least looks like a graphics card.
It does look like a graphics card. So if anyone wants 9-year-old parts, hit me up.
Yeah,
maybe it's a melt down
from
scrap
about
metal.
15 original colonies.
Yeah. You gotta build the colonies the way the founding fathers used to build your computer the way the founding fathers intended.
Oh, stop. Even with the Cheeto thinking that the Air Force existed in 1776, you're taking it too far.
So that's personal news, and we'll get into why it matters. But
the other personal news is I don't know where my Retro Mini is.
It'll come in. It took a month for it to come in, okay?
Alright, so I'm not going to worry about it.
The other personal news is that I think way too often about JJ the Jet Plane.
That was too personal. I didn't need to know that because now I'm going to think about it.
That's all I'm going to think about all night now. Oh, no.
The fact that it existed, that it was a real thing.
Oh, God.
It was mostly because your comment about the Air Force existing in 1776. I was I wonder if there's a piece of children's media somewhere because I know there was a movie about pigeons or whatever that portrayed their role in World War II or whatever.
Jacob, what the hell?
There was some animated movie about pigeons delivering messages during World War II, and it being hey, there's the owl pigeons, and then the Nazi pigeons or whatever. And I was just wondering, there is an equivalent children's animated bird thing about the American Revolution.
Okay. Hold on.
Jacob, you made that connection worryingly fast and like in the wrong direction.
Oh my god, it's called Valiant!
Yes! It's real. I knew it.
Oh my god. Featherweight Heroes. What? That's the tagline for the movie!
Yeah, anyways. Real thing. And then I thought of when I thought of the Air Force and children's media, I thought of JJ the Jet Plane. Which
You and McGregor?
outside of this conversation, I also think about like way too often.
I want to give you the list of actors in this movie.
I want to go on record and saying literally 5 minutes ago I said we would not get on a tangent. We are on. This is the wildest tangent at the earliest possible time we have ever been at on an episode. And I feel like I'm saying this every week now. I feel like every week I'm like, it cannot get more off topic than this.
So we have
Jacob, this is entirely your fault.
We have Ewan McGregor as the lead pigeon, Valiant.
Are you kidding me?
Nice.
Yes. We have Ricky Gervais as Bugsby. We have John Cleese is in this movie. Olivia Williams, John Hurt, Hugh Laurie, Tim Curry, Mike Harbour. I mean, it's DreamWorks. It's DreamWorks. No, it's Disney. I'm so sorry. 179 modelers, animators, shaders, texturers began work on Valiant at Ealing Studios in West London. Valiant was the second computer animated film to be made in the UK after The Magic Roundabout. John H. Williams.
Hey, I remember The Magic Roundabout. It was a television show.
No idea what The Magic Roundabout is. John H. Williams of Vanguard Animation stated, "We knew a lot of European animators who had worked at Pixar, Disney, and DreamWorks and were interested in going back to Europe. So we thought it would be important to be the first company to produce CGI features fully made in Europe with a major studio attached." So it's a Disney film. That's it. It has a 31% on Rotten Tomatoes. Metacritic gave it a 45 out of 100.
Holy shit, harsh.
Yeah, the film did business of. Okay, it made $19 million in the U.S.
That is not like you say that like it sounds like a lot of money. That is not a lot of money.
It was $35 million, and it total worldwide box office made $61 million. So at least it net profited, but like
barely.
So I could guarantee you, like most of that money was given to the actors in trying to hire Hugh Laurie, Tim Curry, Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, so when was it made? Was like, because if it's that old that it was like the second. Okay, yeah, so like, so some of those people were popular, but they weren't like super popular.
John Cleese, Ricky Gervais, and Ewan were definitely super popular. And
I don't know about Ewan McGregor.
No, I mean that's right after Star Wars. It's right after Star Wars.
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head when Attack of the Clones came out. Like,
Episode 3 aired came out the same year as Valiant. And
did it really?
Yes.
Is it really that old now?
Yes.
Holy crap.
Moulin Rouge, Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, okay.
Like Big Fish.
I forget he was in those movies. I 100% forget he was in Black Hawk Down. Wow, he's gonna be like really young in that movie then. Holy crap.
In which movie?
Black Hawk Down?
Yeah, I mean he's 49 right now. Yeah, he was like 30 in Black Hawk Down.
He's 49. He
Yeah,
does
he's-
not look 49.
No, he does
looks like
not.
he's like 30.
He looks very good for his age.
Oh man.
So,
You're welcome.
why did we talk about what we actually wanted to talk about?
Jesus. Yeah, this is Jacob. This is
First,
your fault entirely.
First game.
Okay, no, that's not what we're gonna talk about first. First,
So-
we're gonna talk about the absolute terrifying outrage that is the Marvel Avengers game.
So, I
Have
wanted
I'm gonna assume no, especially for Jacob, but I'm gonna assume no for both of you. Were either of you in the beta?
no.
Okay, so I talked to somebody I'm also not in the beta. And I have a source who was in the beta who says that it's if he was how did he put it? Let me read his text. Okay, he says imagine the worst parts of Uncharted and the worst part of the Avengers movies, but you're playing them.
That's so disappointing. It
It is the beta, but what's really worrying about it is the outrage that people are gonna have, and like this is where like 90% of the outrage is coming from, is that Spider-Man is exclusive for PlayStation owners, and if you're on Xbox, you can't play as Spider-Man.
Yeah, or PC.
There's so much rage from that, and it's like, yes, the Spider-Man, like Marvel Spider-Man, was exclusive to PlayStation. Like
It makes sense.
obviously, like of course, like it makes sense. Like yes, like
yeah,
consoles have always had exclusives. Like it's not anyone's fault except their own that Microsoft's only exclusive now is Halo.
yeah.
And we'll get to Halo Infinite later.
Get to
we'll
Halo.
get there.
We'll talk about the polygons, man. We'll talk about the polygons. Yeah. So I was looking forward to this game because it has a really strong like voice acting cast, and I wanted to believe that maybe it would be compelling storytelling with some cool gameplay. I'm a big fan of the Avengers. Big Marvel fan. Wanted to support it. I'm just like hesitant now about that. So that's how I feel on that.
Also, the worst part of like the Avengers films would be the middle third of Age of Ultron, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Age
Why
of
do you say?
Ultron in
I'm just
general
curious.
is a
Why do you
bad
say that?
film.
I think that the chase scene where they're hunting down like Vision or whatever,
What do you mean they're hunting Vision?
like they're hunting down like the body that.
Oh, in the truck with the truck.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the most boring part. Out of
I
all of the-
really hate Ultron. I really hate Ultron as a film. It's
Yeah,
like
you hate that whole movie.
I hate that whole
Right,
movie.
like,
It destroys Natasha Romanoff's character. It like sets up a really weak persona for Scarlet Witch. You know, like the most successful part of that film is the epic last battle, and it's very interesting. It's very cool, and 90% of that, like Scarlet Witch is only holding up the like she's holding up things. Like that's all she's doing.
I even after the direction that they took Scarlet Witch in, because at the time they couldn't say the word mutant.
Yeah.
I'm still really disappointed with what happened to her character kind of as a whole, and that they make a joke out of it in Endgame. And like definitely Endgame spoilers. If you haven't seen it yet, it's your own fucking fault. But like when she approaches Thanos,
Well, I
and she's
hasn't
like, "You
seen
took
any of it.
everything from me." He's
Yeah.
like,
And
I
he
don't
says
even
the
know
word
who you
mutant.
are. Like, that's just like Marvel, like making a joke out of her character entirely.
Scarlet Witch is one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel comic
She's a mutant.
universe.
She's immune. Just say mutant. Like
She's a mutant.
one Magneto's children.
She is, yeah.
Because
she's
we're
one
not
of my-
we're not under any copyright bullshit. We can say
No.
that word.
She literally controls probability and reality. That is, she created a child, two children. She
I mean,
created them inside of her because she couldn't have kids with Vision.
Okay. I was like, you know how babies are born, right? Like, do we need to have that conversation?
No. Because Vision is
Right, is a
is a robot, but she wanted kids with Vision. She made them happen herself with no repercussions.
Ta-da!
And where was any of that?
Abstinence is only 99.9%.
99% effective. Now it's 99.8% effective. We have
Yeah.
another
there's
another
two
outlier.
immaculate conceptions. Mary and Scarlet Witch.
Wanda Maximoff.
Yes. So I really wanted to support this game, and now I'm really hesitant. I think is the. But
I think
I'm not
you should just
hesitant.
wait. Like,
I think I'll
don't.
just wait. Yeah.
Yeah, don't discount anything. Just
No.
like now, like with the
Oh.
exception of Cyberpunk 2077, and I think the last one was for me the last one was Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. Every game that's come out that
Gets rushed.
and sorry, MechWarrior 5. Every game, not that gets rushed, but every game that's come out, and I'm like, man, this looks so good. Like, I'm so hyped to play it, including Tony Hawk, the remake of Tony Hawk, which we'll get to for a different reason. I'm like, oh man, I really want to play this game, but I'm gonna wait. Like, I'm gonna wait for it to come out. I'm gonna wait for like reviewers that I trust to like look at it and be like, all right, here's the pros and cons, and then I'm gonna like make a decision.
Nah, I'm stoked about Cyberpunk 2077. I'm
Hey,
excited.
we're getting close. We're getting close,
I'm
and I
so-
know
I'm
that every
so
time I'm like, we're getting close.
And now
It
I can
fucking
play
gets
it on
delayed
my
again.
computer. I can play it on
Ugh.
my computer, guys. Like, this is big for me. I don't have a potato anymore. I'm not like jury rigging a potato and a beetroot to like make my computer work.
So now you can. So now we can actually do the thing where we play.
Yeah, we can like
Where
stream.
we play Alien Swarm, or we stream and do other things.
I can like function on my computer. I have like 2 screens.
Now the multiple monitor setup. That's the move.
That's the move. Well, one of them's like my proper like 27-inch monitor that's like brand new and fancy, and I spent way too much money on it. But God, is it worth it? It's so pretty. And then the second one's just a terrible small TV that I've had since college.
Well, that's the one you put like your Twitch chat on, like your
yeah,
other like
That's
other
where
bullshit.
I have like I put like Discord up on that one. I put like Spotify up on that one. I play on my beautiful screen.
So speaking of looking at things that are beautiful, let's get to the meaty boy part of the episode.
The main topic.
Do graphics matter? Quick answer, Jacob.
No.
Brenna.
No.
See, I hate that we all agree about this.
So
Okay, if you can think of one, in what case do they matter?
I will say this: conveyance matters. And
Yes, I
if
agree
you
with that.
have like 4 pixels only that you're working with, and you're like, oh, like, look at all the character creation options. Like, you know, that's a problem.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let's back up a second. Stardew Valley.
yeah,
Character creation options.
There aren't 4 pixels.
There's like 100 shirts.
Yeah.
The shirt
you
is
can make
like
your own.
the shirt is like 8 pixels or
Yeah.
like 12 pixels or something.
So and
Why are
and-
there 100 shirts?
But that's part of the conveyance, right? Is like
Also, Jacob is chasing a fly. He's not actually lost his mind.
It keeps landing like.
I just see him like
There's-
doing this. Like,
there's a
taking
fly in
fucking
his
spot.
library. There's a fly in his library.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's like part of the fun of Stardew Valley, right? Is that it's a low pixel game, so you don't need good graphics for it. But having the good graphics makes the experience like more. It's like you don't have to have good graphics to enjoy this game, but if you do, it's just brighter colors. It's just more like.
I think we need to make a distinction between good graphics and photorealistic graphics.
Yes, I also agree with that.
Yes, I was also gonna say that because I was asking. So I was asking someone earlier today. I was like, what's the first game that comes to mind when you're like, oh, this game has bad graphics? And he was like, Gunpoint. And I was like, okay, hold on a second. Like, let's look at the trailer. And it's like very pixely, but there's so much going on and there's so much detail put into like the background and like little things that it doesn't matter if your character is made out of like 15 pixels on the screen, like it still looks gorgeous.
Yeah, when I think about bad graphics, I think about and I'm saying this as a fan of this developer. I think of Bethesda.
Oh, absolutely. No. Yeah.
Bethesda has
face.
always has
Bethesda face.
Bethesda face. It's nothing but weird polygons. And I'm saying this as a fan of Bethesda. I am currently, now that I have a computer that is allowing me to do so effectively, currently officially going to finish Skyrim, like a playthrough of Skyrim. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be great. And I'm playing Skyrim unmodded. And I just don't care to mod it. I don't care to mod it.
We'll have the mods discussion another time. Just, there are so many little things that don't really affect the gameplay. Like, I downloaded the sound mod that's so good.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
But I will tell the story time and time again, and there's no relation to it. But there's always this fear in my heart. The first time I tried to mod Skyrim, my motherboard on my laptop melted. And I know that it was just because
no correlation.
There's no correlation. I understand that. Like the like Geek Squad guy was like, you just got like the 1 in 100, like the 1 in a million, like bad laptop. I've never seen someone melt a motherboard. That Lenovo was a piece of garbage through and through. I took it to Geek Squad so many times because, like, after the motherboard happened, they then forgot to install all of the drivers.
Oh God. Oh God.
So then I had them install all the drivers, but they still forgot the Wi-Fi drivers. so I had to go back to them again. Like, yeah. Oh God, it was a nightmare.
That's a disaster.
It was a disaster of a laptop. But so modding to me is just feels like a lot of finagling for something. I want the game to just be decent enough to function without messing with it too much. Which is like a game like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Bloodlines you do not have to mod.
I'm still excited for part 2.
Me too. But like stuff like that. You don't have to mod
Vegas.
New Vegas.
That's the Bethesda game that I won't mod because New Vegas is on its own fantastic 95% of a game. We've had this conversation.
Because it also wasn't mostly done by Bethesda. It was done by Oblivion.
Obsidian. Good try.
Obsidian. Yeah, whatever.
You tried. I appreciate it. No, like...
I know what I'm talking about. I just messed up some names. But it wasn't done by the in-house developers. It was done by a third party. So they didn't run into the same Bethesda problems that they keep running into. And again...
Oblivion, there's times in Oblivion where not Oblivion, always in Oblivion, but there's times in Skyrim, and there's a couple times in Fallout 4, like, a couple characters in Fallout 4, when they look at you, you're like, okay. I recently ran into that problem with, I'm doing another playthrough of Fallout 4, in case it wasn't obvious yet. Piper the reporter, running into her outside of Diamond City again, and she's like, got the Bethesda face, and I'm like, oh, please let this cutscene be over now. Like, please, I don't want to have this conversation with you because you are terrifying.
It's
And
just like the vacant stare, right?
But the
like,
vacant, like,
oh, good, you're
piercing
awake.
stare. Like,
Good, you're
yeah.
awake. Todd,
Yeah.
fix the Bethesda face. Just because you don't have emotions doesn't mean your characters can't.
It's, and this is like a different person, but it's like the Mark Zuckerberg look. Like when Mark Zuckerberg was like testifying before Congress, that's a word. Like, and he had that like, I can't believe I'm in a room with all of these people that are so much dumber than me. Look on his face, like that's every Bethesda character, like kind of all the time.
But Mark Zuckerberg, like, yeah, he's intelligent, but he's not socially intelligent, and.
Well, I mean, yeah, he made Facebook. There was like a whole movie about it.
I just want to punch him in the face all the time. I would punch Mark Zuckerberg. I think he's on my list of like if you could punch one person with no repercussions.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he's on the list. Who's
on the
top
list?
Of that list? I gotta know.
Well, I mean, like I feel like this goes really deep, right? Because like, I mean, like Harvey Weinstein is on that list, you know.
Yeah, but who's number one
top?
on that list?
Probably Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell, I think.
Yeah, you'd need no repercussions because if you punched him, he'd like turn into dust.
He would revert to his turtle form. Yeah. It'd be great. It would make Amy McGrath the more likely candidate to win. It's like, here is Mitch McConnell as a turtle, and here's Amy McGrath. Who are you going to vote for? And yeah, there's still plenty of people who would vote for the turtle that is Mitch McConnell. But we're not here to talk about politics. That's just gonna make me sad.
Okay, so
I'd much rather just talk about polygons.
You know, wait, terrible joke. Turtle Mitch McConnell. The only thing I have to say about the elections is give him shell. I'm here to slow things down in the Senate.
He's on vacation while people are literally starving and being kicked out of their homes. I can't even joke about Mitch McConnell right now. I'm too angry. I'm too angry to joke about Mitch McConnell.
Okay. Also off topic, but relevant for secret backstory information DLC. Do you use that cup while we record on purpose?
No.
Okay. I was having a discussion with Claire the other day about it, and I was like, I'm pretty sure she uses that cup on purpose.
It's like partially on purpose, but I also just like this cup. It's a good pint size like cup, you know.
I haven't used mine because I'm afraid of breaking it.
That's fair. What is it? Does it like live in your cupboard or does it like sit out somewhere?
Yeah.
It lives in a cupboard?
Yeah. Because I'm just like, if this somehow gets broken, I'll be so sick. Because we've had like some cups have just mysteriously broken in our dishwasher. And so I'm like.
See, I don't have a dishwasher.
I mean, just hand wash it.
Yeah, just hand wash it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have drying racks, so that's the other part of it.
So what was so we'll sort of like expand this because this is very like this is the opinion. I mean, like everything is. But
we're
like,
into
this is
like hardcore opinion mode.
This is like super opinion territory.
Like, yeah.
What was the first game you played where you played it and you were like, wow, the graphics in this game are bad? Or
Well,
like, wow, the graphics in this game are so good. Either way.
Glory of Heracles. It's the only game that I refuse to play because of bad graphics.
Order of Heracles?
Glory of Heracles.
Glory of Heracles. I've never heard of this game.
Nintendo DS.
Let me run through. I want to run through my Steam really quickly, see if I can like come up with something immediately.
I wanted
Oh my god.
graphics. I wanted it to have better graphics, but it was terrible, and the gameplay was lackluster, and I was just like, yes.
Oh my god. This is horrific.
I can usually make it through almost any graphics. If the gameplay's bad, that's a different thing. But if the graphics
No, because like gameplay makes the game.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what?
It's
Portal.
That's the game part
Portal
of game.
in a positive way, though. Because before I played Portal, I had played like Skyrim a few times. I'd played some other games that like I'd played, you know, like bits and pieces of like Call of Duty and stuff too. Like
I can't believe this is really what this game looks like. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I know what game you're talking about. It's real bad. But Portal, I like looked at the game and I was like, I know these are older graphics, but I'm not mad at them, and I'm enjoying the visual experience of looking at this game. Like it was the first game that I think like effectively used like background, like graphics and like detailing to effectively, in my opinion, effectively tell the story. I know Bethesda attempts that, but their attempts are like, there's a dead body and oh look, they have a note that's with them, and it's like, oh my god, I thought it'd be so easy and then I died. Oh, like it's not.
I mean, to Bethesda's credit, like this isn't the shit on Bethesda episode, but like to Bethesda's credit, like their games are all open-ended, like explore the entire world,
No.
do whatever the fuck you want all the
And
time
that's the
for any
benefit.
reason.
No,
Like
I
that's how their game is played. So you
That's
can't
why-
drive a narrative point like you can in Portal.
right.
Like Portal drives the narrative point at all times. Like
No, you're right.
here's the main story. In any Bethesda game, you're like, all right, fuck the main story, and just you could do whatever you want. You can go collect sweet rolls for 30 hours.
And
Like
that's why I love Bethesda games, is because at the end of the day, like you can kind of just live whatever you want in those worlds, and you just get to escape and explore. And I find that very fun. For as much as I do shit on Bethesda, I love Bethesda. Like I enjoy Bethesda games. And that's part of why I shit on them.
the graphics in Bethesda games overall are good, but they have their problems.
Yeah.
Like they've always had problems.
They've always had
Like the textures, like if I have to wait like 10 more seconds during a loading screen so that when I load in all the textures are visible, I'll wait 10 more seconds. But if there's like an invisible wall that I can't see because the textures haven't loaded in yet, then like we're gonna have a problem. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
all right, this is bad.
Or like the enemy hasn't loaded in, but you're taking damage. Definitely had that happen.
That's the problem with
Several
Fallout because guns. Not so
Definitely
much a
that
problem with
happened-
Oblivion and Skyrim. Definitely a
Fallout-
problem with Fallout.
Fallout 3, that happened to me all the time, especially because I was doing a melee playthrough because I didn't know how to use stats. I would just randomly be like, I'm getting shot at and I don't know where it's coming from. So, in Fallout 4, I could be like, okay, I'm getting shot at, bats, where are you?
Click.
I don't know if this is a graphics thing, but on a Wii U, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 online play.
That got so specific. I love Jacob's laser focus. Just like like on the Wii U, like all right, that narrows it down pretty high already, but just like immediate like this one specific instance that I think of, like it's so
Impressive.
yes,
You
that
could
word.
use their like pro controller kind of setup, or like the classic controller, because it still allowed, Wiimote control on the Wii U. But people who used the Wiimotes, like you could change.
You could aim the gun off screen.
Yeah, you could change the look sensitivity, and so like you normally in first-person shooter games, and actually most games, like your kind of field of vision tracks with like the center of the camera. But in that, you could kind of like just angle your gun completely sideways, whereas in normal controls, without like motion controls, as you tilt your like to look left, your field of vision, like your character rotates that direction as well. But people would like walk into doorways, and so like they weren't there yet, and you'd be like waiting in the corner like camping, like a plebe. But people would just walk into doorways, and with their Wiimote controls would turn their gun sideways and just sweep the room without ever entering it.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
We said we know. I know.
No. That's not what I'm upset about. No, we're gonna put this to bed right now, right here. I am so tired of like the realistic war games, like literally all of the Call of Duty games, like the touting like their realism and like this is like the most real like war experience you can get, whatever bullshit, and people complaining about camping. Like, have you ever been to war? Probably not. Do you know anything about fighting like in an actual gunfight? Probably not. Go do some research and learn about camping. Like, if you want to tout your realism, you're not going to go in like akimbo shotguns, like Rambo doesn't need friends bullshit, like throwing your life away to respawn in 10 minutes. You're going to stop nervously and assess the situation before slowly approaching danger. And yes, I did quote that, but camping is for a reason.
I've played a lot of Rainbow Six Siege recently.
That's camping the game.
Oh no, I am getting yelled at by many 13-year-olds on the internet because I'm bad at the game. My favorite is when I take their advice and then immediately die. That's my favorite, and I love doing it to them too because then on comms they're just like, oh okay. Breach here. Oh okay.
For me, it's mostly that camping, if you're not very good or like don't do it well, whatever, it's kind of like as far as like tiers of strategy go, like there's some people who are really, really good at snipers in online play, and they just like they can stay like in one spot and just like wreck face forever. But for me, if I stay like in one spot for too long, the people that I'm playing against will be like, okay, there's a guy who is in like this specific location. We just have to throw a grenade right there. So I learned to like camp an area. So I would like rotate through.
Yeah. See, if I want to play an online game where I'm gonna snipe somebody, I won't play an online game. I'll play like Sniper V4 or something, like Sniper Elite. So I can just like sit and finish an entire bowl of popcorn during one mission while I wait for the thunder to crack so I can shoot someone in the face. Like, if I want to play an online game, I'm gonna play it like I play Halo, or I'm gonna play it like I play Apex Legends, where I'm just like, oh, all the time, because it doesn't matter. Like, sorry, I had to get on my soapbox there for a minute about people bitching about camping, like, and honestly, like, in all honesty, it's mostly 13-year-olds on the internet, like.
Yeah. Because they're the worst. I'm trying to think of a game that had like exceptionally terrible graphics. I mean,
exceptionally terrible. This like Hercules game that Jacob was talking about. Exceptionally terrible graphics.
I mean,
Heracles.
Heracles.
Heracles. totally different.
I was hoping it wouldn't be about Hercules, but then it was, and I was like, shoot.
I mean, look, the Sims game for Game Boy was bad. The Sims game for Game Boy
Okay,
had
but
really bad graphics.
okay, well here's a real here's a like a follow up question for that.
But it didn't matter.
Do you like do you give any leniency if it's like a handheld game? Like, does it get some kind of leniency being on handheld versus being on like a console or on the computer?
No, because Chrono Trigger had really good graphics. That's like there are still games on those on those handheld devices that have spectacular graphics. I mean, like Nintendogs had decent graphics for what it was. Like
For the year it was released, and
For the
that's like
year
a
it
lot.
was
That's like a
released.
lot of it too.
yeah, but like I mean, think about when Chrono Trigger came out. Like it still holds up, the graphics wise, in my opinion. I think it still holds up. As someone who's recently played Chrono Trigger, it holds up.
So you're talking about. I asked about handhelds. You know, Chrono Trigger came out on the Super Nintendo originally, right?
I've played it on DS.
Okay, I'm just saying the Super Nintendo is is not a handheld.
Well, I didn't play it on the Super Nintendo. I played it on the Nintendo 3DS, but I played it with the regular DS cartridge.
Well, which didn't change the graphics at all.
It
Like
didn't.
there was no updates. Like it was not like a remaster or anything. Okay.
I think
I just want to make sure we were on the same page there.
So far, my definition of like good and bad graphics is like you either have like 3D graphics that are pretty committed to like what they are, or you have 2D graphics that are pretty committed to what they are, and like then you have some games that sometimes are like in between, like they don't have enough pixels to be good 3D graphics, but it's just enough to be bad 2D graphics.
The Harry Potter games.
God, you hate them so much.
The Harry Potter.
You've been bringing them up
Sorcerer's
every
Stone
episode,
game.
and the episodes that you haven't brought them up, they've come up like in our like pre or post talk.
They're really bad though.
J.K. Rowling used the time turner to code them.
She did it herself.
She did it herself. Every name on the production team is a pseudonym.
It's like the Neil Breen credit rolls.
I'm gonna pretend I don't know what that is. Actually, I'm not gonna pretend. I don't know what that is.
Oh no. I don't know if I have time to discuss Neil Breen. If you watching at home know who Neil Breen is, just post your favorite movie or your favorite line from a Neil Breen movie. That's it. Just comment with that. Personally, Pass Through is my favorite of the Neil Breens.
Is it Neil like Neil?
Mm-hmm. Neil Breen. Oh, no. You don't want to go down this rabbit hole. You don't want to go down this rabbit hole, Anthony.
Oh, it's this guy.
It's that guy. Yeah.
Oh.
I am here now.
Oh.
The government. His ball sack is in every movie. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I like
That's
that Tommy
why-
Wiseau is
Recommended.
yeah, people also search for this person.
Because they make bad movies.
Oh
Ironically
no.
bad movies. Like, they're not like Dude Bro Party Massacre 3, where like the intent of the movie was to make fun of the thing and do it effectively, which Greg Sestero is in, by the way. If you haven't seen Dude Bro Party Massacre 3, highly recommend.
Sorry, but slow down.
Bro
What?
Party Massacre 3.
There was a movie called
Called
Dude Bro
Party
Party
Massacre
Massacre 3.
made by the 5 Second Films guys.
That sounds like a movie that Frisk Montana is in. Like, he Frisk
Frisk
Montana as an
Montana.
actual person plays like Dude Brosen, offensive tackle,
God
I think
damn it.
Chris Montana as himself, though.
or Bro Dudeson, offensive tackle.
Honey Massacre 3 came out in
Dude
2015.
Bro.
Yeah,
Dude, I gotta look this up.
yeah,
Please,
no.
everyone take a moment and look up
Super Party
Dude
Massacre 3.
Bro Party Massacre
Jimmy Wong's in
3.
it. Patton Oswalt's in it.
So
Greg-
wait, is there Dude Bro Party Massacre 1 and 2?
No.
No. Okay.
So yeah, it was made by the 5 Second Films guys, and it's like it like drops you into the middle of like.
Does this say
the terrible-
Brewweiser?
Yeah.
This looks like a movie that was made in 5 seconds.
It's so good. It's so good.
Larry King is in it, apparently.
Larry King is in it. He does make an appearance as Larry King. Brian
Someone is named
Ferentino.
Motherface.
Yes. So Motherface is the main like antagonist.
Jimmy Wong is in it.
Yeah.
Hey, I like your mom.
Nina Hartley is in it.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I did just tell everyone that I know who that is and recognize that, but that's very... What?
Yeah.
Why? Actually, never mind. I gotta see this movie now.
It's
Just
really
because
funny.
It
So
looks
so
so bad.
the like distribution of the movie too, it's supposed to be like
She's the dean of the school.
yes.
She's the dean of the college. Okay, that makes more sense. Now I
You-
understand why she's in this movie.
Yes, now you understand why she's in this movie. The movie is like someone recorded it on an old VHS. So there's like some like old like fake like public access cartoons as well, like public access like commercials and stuff in the middle of the movie too. It's so good. But yeah, it's like an intentional like parody of 80s slasher flicks, and like I mean the main premise is like the twin brother of the former protagonist is now like avenging his brother's death. Like that's like the main joke.
Okay, how did we get on this?
Neil Breen doesn't matter.
Something about credits. Oh, J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter games, putting them.
J.K. Rowling Harry Potter games.
How is it always J.K. Rowling and like or Harry Potter? Like that turns us onto like some of the wildest tangents we've gotten onto.
The wildest one I think is still the Pigeons. I mean,
Yeah, no, Jacob, this is entirely your fault. Like the JJ the jet plane theme has been like playing in the back of my head like the
best
entire time.
I don't remember anything other than the horrid face of the
the horrid face is all you need to remember. See, I've just had the Power Rangers Lost Galaxy theme song playing in my head.
You love it too much.
I love
Turbo
it
is
so
clearly the better opening theme. We'll
No,
just agree
no.
to disagree.
In the comments,
Anyway,
what's your favorite Neil
okay.
Breen movie, and which is better, Time Force or Lost Galaxy?
No, I didn't say Time Force. I said Turbo. Power Rangers Turbo is clearly a better opening theme than Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy opening theme looks like, and it looks how, or it sounds how the sandboarding and snowboarding levels in Sonic Adventure look.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
No, I'm just, it's not Power Rangers. It's Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's very Power Rangers.
Okay.
It's a song.
Vote now on your phones. We'll
Vote
agree
now.
to dis.
Vote
Well,
now.
now we'll agree to disagree.
So yeah, you have homework, viewers. You have homework. Neil Breen movie, which is better?
Okay, so we'll get into like the Tony Hawk bit here.
Well, you've already mentioned also Halo. I feel like we should.
Well, the Halo thing is just like they released footage of Halo Infinite and everyone was like, "Wow, this looks like complete ass, like it was made during the PlayStation 2 era on a PlayStation 1. Like why does it look so bad?" And Microsoft was like, "Oh, it's fine." And then the other day Microsoft was like, "Well, we know this was supposed to be a launch title, so we're going to delay it for a couple months." And everyone was like, "Huh, I wonder why." Like maybe it won't look like ass when it comes out. Maybe it'll still look like ass. Who knows?
It'll
We'll have
probably
to
still
wait until next year to find out.
look like ass.
I mean, probably. Microsoft has not gotten a lot going for it, and they are fumbling so hard with Halo. They're like only they're saving grace is they're just like they're tripping up over themselves. Halo 5 was such a mess, which was
I
so
would-
disappointing because Halo 4 was fantastic, but Halo 5 was such a mess.
All I know about Halo is from the Brian David Gilbert Unraveled episode.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
That's all I know.
And what does Jacob know about Halo?
Halo's 3 ODST is the only good game. No, just kidding. It's my favorite game, but it's not the only good game.
It is fantastic though.
It's my favorite game because it feels like a Metroid Prime game.
Only because of the visor.
It's so cool, and you're alone. You're so alone.
Yeah, you're
That's the
for
other-
well, not the entire game, but for such a long time, you're alone in the middle of the night in a city where everything else wants to kill you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yes, Jacob's idea of awesome is clearly different than most people's, but sure. That's really all there is to say right now about Halo Infinite is it looks like garbage. It looks like it plays like any other Halo game, which honestly, other than ODST, all play the same.
I feel really bad for people who bought the full bundle, like right off the gate. Like,
Oh
expecting
yeah, the
it to be
pre-order,
good.
like that's how I feel about people that bought Death Stranding when it was just a title and pre-orders were sold out in like 5 minutes.
I don't know. I
And it turned out to be
the-
Walking Simulator the game.
Yeah, but it told a cool story. I still want to play Death Stranding.
I mean, yes, but don't buy it. Like get it from a friend or something.
Also, though, the Churches song that they did for Death Stranding, we haven't listened to it. It's pretty good.
I'll have to look into it because I did not play Death Stranding. I watched someone play 10 minutes of Death Stranding and I was like, I have never been more bored in my entire life than I am right now. And
I
I've
like
spent a
games.
lot of time
I was describing this the other day. So I'm playing through Pokemon Emerald on the Retro Mini right now, and
You just gotta rub it in, though.
I've had it for 2
Really
years.
get it in there.
I've had this thing for 2 years.
Rub it right in.
I find the worst parts of Pokemon to be the actual battling.
You're the worst kind of person.
I don't enjoy having Pokemon battles in a Pokemon game.
You are the worst kind of person.
I like running around and like exploring the world and talking to people.
You are the worst kind of person that there is. Like, understand this right now. Like, that is Pokemon, right? You understand, like,
Yeah.
the games are entirely based around you becoming the Pokemon League champion,
You fight,
which you have
yeah.
to do.
No,
like-
I defeated the first 2 gyms. Like, I think it's like it works. Like, I just don't. It's just not. It's
I
not
feel like you're like
frustrating.
angry while you're playing Pokemon. You're like forcing yourself to play like oh like this stupid gym battle. Like
I am just bored during gym battles. Like I just defeated the second gym in Emerald, and in the second gym in Emerald is the fighting one, and you literally are fighting the Metadite, and like it just keeps trying to like focus its energy. But if you use any physical melee attack, it like fucks with the energy. So you just sit there and your Pokemon takes no damage, and I just get to use my Poochyena the whole time, just using tackle. I just used tackle, and I just sat there and I just pressed this and then they kept putting super potions into their Metadite, and it's like, just let it die. I want to move on with my life.
You need to stream playing Pokemon Emerald, because that entire story about the Meta Knight, that is prime streaming gold.
I just like stacked my parties so that I could just use the Poochyena.
I would pay money to watch you play Pokemon.
Oh my god.
And listen to your commentary on like how angry it makes you.
I would have to figure out how to like connect up the Retro Mini, or unless I like found an emulator online and restarted a game that way.
Oh man. Oh man.
I'll consider it.
Oh man.
Maybe I'll do it with a different Pokemon game. Like I'll find like an emulator for like one of like a different Pokemon game, and we'll talk about it.
Man. Oh man.
I also like to give my Pokemon weird names, so
that's fine.
We can bond over giving my Pokemon weird names.
All of my Pokemon's for my Fire Red playthrough, all of my Pokemon's names end in boy.
So I have my Poochyena Doggo. I have my Spearow Flighty. I have a Mudkip named Dirty Girl. I have.
That's the best one.
I have a Mariel named Hound, like R, Hound, as in referencing the end of the world. I have a Whismur named Bitch Ass, and I have
your Whismur's name is Bitch Ass.
Yeah, it's like BICHASSE.
Why? Okay.
Looks like a bitch ass. That's all I got. And I don't remember my sixth one. Oh, it's a Kakuna, a cocoon.
Kakuna?
Kakuna named Bugaboo.
Jacob, what?
Kakuna Matata.
I heard it.
Jacob, stop.
Yeah, but the Kakuna's named Bugaboo.
Zapdos is Zappy Boy, because I always put Zapdos on my team because I'm trash. Venusaur is Leafy Boy. Gyarados is Watery Boy. Arcanine is Flamey Boy. Nidoking is Big Boy. And Hypno is Brainy Boy. And they're all male.
Okay.
I restarted. I definitely saved right before fighting Zapdos, and I restarted 3 times until I fought a male Zapdos.
So you're sexist, I see.
Their names have to end in boy. That was my naming convention.
Zapdos?
Yes.
Aren't the legendaries? They don't have a gender, right?
They gendered them in in the originals because it didn't matter because you couldn't breed them.
Okay.
And so they kept that for Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Got it. Okay.
And then you still, like, even once you finish the game and you get to, like, Island 5 or 5 Island or whatever, where they have the daycare where you can breed Pokemon, you still can't breed the legendaries. They're like, oh, we can't take that Pokemon for whatever reason. Point. Pokemon, that's a game with, like, kind of bad graphics. Like,
yeah, but it doesn't matter.
The earlier ones, like, it's all about, like, the core gameplay loop of battling Pokemon.
Yeah. And even, like, in the Sapphire, like in, like, the Pokemon XY, Sapphire, Blue, and stuff, like, even in that era, it's not great. Like, they're, like...
XY, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire?
That whatever. I do not care.
Okay, yes.
I cannot express to you how much I do not care.
Okay, some people do care. I'm not saying I care that much.
I
I
am
want you
always
to
going to
pretend
get
to
yelled at
care.
on the no. I'm always going to get yelled at on the internet by terrible people, and I just don't care anymore. Yell at me all you want. I do not care. Call me names. I am a woman on the internet. I get so much shit for existing. I don't care.
Wow.
I'm on Reddit.
Brenna's
I get
in a
yelled at
bad
on
mood
Reddit
now.
all the time.
Game,
Men and women.
a game with bad graphics, but is very good is Crawl.
Oh yeah, Crawl's great.
Crawl.
Yeah, for Switch, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's so fun. But I think those again are intentionally bad graphics, right? Like it's got that like 80, I think that 80s like
That's a
weirdness.
10 out of 10 on Steam.
It's pretty good.
Now I also want to mention things.
Oh, this is that one where you're like,
You're a monster hunter and your friends all play as monsters. Yes,
okay.
it's fantastic. Highly recommend.
Yeah, I
Another one
still have not had time to get into this.
I want to talk about like a weird subsect of games too that are like they have good graphics but they're like weird, and that's like Gang Beasts and Fall Guys. I don't know if you guys have played Fall Guys yet.
I did actually. Today was the first day I played Fall Guys. 'Cause it's free on PlayStation Plus, so I downloaded it and played it, and I was like, I could see myself losing a lot of time playing this game, but I'm not gonna. Like
Fair enough.
it's funny, but it's so like
I'm having a great time.
no, like it's funny and it's like to watch and it's fun to play, but it's so like viscerally like you are going to lose so much due to like through no fault of your own,
Yeah.
which I don't like. I like to know that I've lost because I fucked up in some way.
Yeah, fair
This
enough.
is like you lose because the game fucks you.
Yeah, you get a bad position but like good graphics. Like let's talk about that.
No, like it's and you know disregarding like the cartooniness or whatever. Like yeah, Zelda Wind Waker is considered to have some of the best graphics in the world. Like the cartooniness of it shouldn't be part of like the game has good graphics or bad graphics. I've heard people shitting on games like Ninjala for like looking bad, but like the graphics are very crisp. Like you want to talk about cartoons and like how realistic they need to be more like Japanese animation. Like the graphics in these games are super crisp. And Gang Beasts is one of those games where like the character models are kind of like they're a little weird, but that's just because the controls are a little weird. But the backgrounds are intricately like masterfully crafted.
Well, and then you have games. Here's the thing that also when the graphics start to take away from the gameplay experience with like loading screens and with
like a loading screen being too long.
One of my really good friends, Malik.
Stop doing crimes.
I know. Lexington's full of crime, apparently. When Malik was playing Final Fantasy, the new one that came out, I don't care what number it is.
Okay, I was like, you gotta narrow it down. I was like, Final Fantasy does not narrow it down.
The new one. When he was playing the new game, I was
watching 7 remake. Okay, the 7 remake. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Part 7 remake, part 1 of 8.
In part 3?
Jacob, stop.
I don't know.
Get it started.
But I was like watching him play, and he was on. I'd watched. He was just starting to play it, so we watched the first cutscene, 10-minute load screen, second cutscene, or like first bit of gameplay, second technically a cutscene because there's not a lot to the scene, And then between the second and third load screens, we waited 45 minutes.
Are you kidding me?
No.
You waited that long? You didn't
Yes.
restart?
No.
No, I would have totally been
Because
like, okay, the console.
because he didn't save. He didn't save, and he didn't want to replay the first 30 minutes of the game. And it got to a certain point too. We were like, "How long do you think it'll take?" I think we did end up actually resetting it at some point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you wait that long without okay, there's definitely a hang
loading.
or a
That's
crash.
Yeah, no, it was loading still. There was a
There's
bar.
a loading bar?
Mhm.
Oh shit.
And
45 minutes is bonkers. I'm never gonna bitch about loading Minecraft on the Switch again.
No.
Holy shit, 45 minutes, that's... Damn.
So when it starts to detract, when your desire for updated graphics, and the graphics aren't even that good.
That's beyond detracting. That's you could play almost an entire different game and get the experience of playing a different game in the time it takes to load that game. You could finish a third of Untitled Goose Game.
Did you finally get it?
I killed
Oh
him.
no, I did. Oh, Jacob.
Fine.
Yes.
No, not you. I don't care about
Oh
you.
yeah,
I
I
don't
was
care
like,
about
what?
Jake.
I was like, if I had it. It's I did get it.
I killed the fly with my bare hands.
So when graphics start to take away from the experience of the game, right? With extreme cutscenes. And what bothers me too is the graphics weren't even that good. They were really glitchy. The actual hitboxes were weird. You could phase into and out of things in that game too. So we watched the character models were interesting, but the actual gameplay interacting with the graphics was garbage. And they did some patches afterwards, and they've made it better, but
no. If a game is not ready when it's released, if it's not
Don't
good when it's
release
released, don't fucking release it.
people are gonna yell at you on the internet, and that's
People
fine.
are gonna be mad at you either way.
People are gonna be. They'll be more mad if the game sucks and they waited for it. They're gonna be less mad if they waited a long time and it's good. Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds
forever. It
was bad, right?
was a hot pile of garbage.
Okay.
It was hot garbage.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah, people were like, "Oh, it's a good game now." I'm like, "Okay, why wasn't it a good game 2 years ago?"
Right. Exactly. So it's that same idea. Yes, the graphics in No Man's Sky were good, but the gameplay was garbage and repetitive.
It didn't exist. There was no gameplay.
So I think when you talk about the graphics discussion, I don't think that's important. I just don't think that graphics are an important part of the discussion.
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
It looks like ass. It looks like Minecraft looks like ass.
Yeah.
No one can literally legitimately look me in the face and tell me that Minecraft looks good. Vanilla, no texture pack, no shader, none of that bullshit. You cannot look at me and be like, "Oh, Minecraft looks cool." No, it doesn't. It looks like garbage.
Yeah.
But the gameplay is so viciously addicting that it does not matter what the game looks like.
Some of the terrain, some of the self-generating terrain is kind of pretty though. I will admit. I like coming up over a hill and just seeing a mountainside with caves in it and waterfalls and stuff.
But that's not the graphics. That's the procedural generation that's scratching that itch for you. It's not like oh, this looks good because the graphics are so good. It's this created itself. This code wrote itself to look like this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I see why people have the graphics argument. And now that I have a good graphics card and I can run games at Ultra and not worry about it, I get the appeal. I just don't care. It doesn't change the gameplay.
Yeah, that new computer feeling of starting a game and it's whatever game will now auto detect your graphics settings and it's set to ultra high. You're just
I can run new games on high. and it like feels so good. I mean, like it feels just.
I'm happy. I'm very happy for you.
Do you remember when
feels great.
Crisis was the only benchmark for whether or not you had a good graphics card?
No, because Crisis was developed on technology that was not widely available to the public yet. It's developed on like military grade technology. Not actually, but like it might as well have been developed on military grade technology, because if you had like the hottest shit computer at the time, Crisis would be running on low.
Now,
Like Crisis is dangerous for computers.
this being said,
Puts them in a crisis.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater, I'm ignoring you. Tony Hawk Pro Skater coming out.
When are you not?
Tony Hawk Pro Skater coming out with updates and like a remaster.
Yeah, of 1 and 2.
Of
Which
1 and
2 is the
2.
best? Fight me in the pit.
That excites me because the gameplay of that is really fun. But looking back on it now, it looks like garbage.
Yeah, no.
Like hot, flaming garbage. My friend Malik played it the other day. Well, we were all just hanging out in Discord, and he was playing Tony Hawk, and we were all just like, "Yo,
This looks so bad.
this looks so bad."
I fired up after our episode last week. I fired up my copy on the Game Boy, and I was like, I'm enjoying playing this, but only for nostalgia purposes, because I can't see what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, but I think if this had the like modern engine, that's when graphics matter. Is like when the bad graphics are affecting the gameplay, then it's like an effective. It's like playing like a puzzle mystery game, and you can't see where the pieces of the puzzle are. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
That's like it's the same idea, right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like as someone who played the point and click Nancy Drew games, a lot
Yikes.
going up.
Big yikes. Big yikes energy.
When you couldn't see the thing that you're supposed to do, like the button, like the handle on the drawer, it's because you have to open all the drawers in the game. When you couldn't see that like handle on the drawer, and it's like that's the drawer. You're like you've checked everywhere else, but because you can't see the handle on the drawer and it looks like a flat piece of wood, like. If I'm gonna stream anything, I would want to stream like the point and click Nancy Drew games or something like so bad that like.
Okay, here's a game for you to stream if you can find like a ROM of it or something.
Oh God.
Marble Madness.
Wait, what is it?
Marble
Madness?
Madness?
Does anyone remember Marble Madness? It was for the original
Vaguely.
Boy.
Marble Madness?
Marble Madness.
Oh,
Oh
no.
My God! Yes, I do remember this game. Yeah.
I thought this was
Game
like
was
a
so
dream
hard.
that I had.
That game was so hard.
I thought it was.
I thought this was like a dream I had. I didn't
Yep.
know this game actually existed.
Yeah. No, it's real. No, I would do this. Yeah, RetroGamer.net. I can just buy it. I can just buy the game online.
Don't spend money on this. You don't want that. You
Like,
worked hard for that money.
Oh, there's a speed run of it in 2 minutes and 53 seconds. But the any
Hard.
percent world record is 2 minutes 40 seconds.
That's insane. That is insane. No. How? Stop doing crime.
Also,
Stop getting hurt from other people doing crime.
I
That one
really
sounded more like an ambulance.
I really like the Game Boy Advance version of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
No, I like it. I just fired it up the other day, and I was like, I don't know if I'm just like spoiled now, or
No, it looks bad.
what. Like I
it would be
can't
bad
see
for the
what I'm
time.
doing.
It would look bad for the time too. Like
I thought it was immersive, like considering the platform that it was on, like
Yeah.
the strength of the platform it was on, it was
they had to crush a PlayStation 2 game onto a Game Boy, which was impressive already.
yeah, like it's great. Like,
I mean, yeah. So, in short,
what's the take on like remastering a game like for the current generation? Like okay, so here's where I'm taking this. Is like BioShock and BioShock, like the BioShock like collection or whatever. And then like a year later, like it was remastered. And I played the original and I played the remaster, and there were like little differences in between the two. Like, why not just patch the first one?
so
Like,
I think
I know why,
yeah.
and the reason is money, but like,
I think there's a difference between remastering a game after a year it came out and remastering a game that came out 15 years ago.
yeah. So like, that's what I'm saying.
the
Like the
distinction,
Tony
yeah.
Hawk thing makes sense. Like, this is
Or,
an
like,
entirely new generation of
Remastering
gamers.
Ocarina of Time makes sense if they were to do
Maybe
that.
not Ocarina of Time.
Why not?
Wind Waker, I heavily disagreed with. Like,
yeah, I don't think
the
it would make
update of Wind Waker, like there was nothing wrong with Wind Waker, and then like Wii U Wind Waker like HD, like there was nothing wrong with the original. You could have just re-released the game. Ocarina of Time, if you're gonna make everything less square, then sure, because everything in that game is very square.
very pointy, very pointy. But I think there's a big difference between like, yeah, clearly a cash grab and remaking something that you love, like as a passion project. And I don't know. I'm excited to see what the new Tony Hawk games are going to look like, and if they're going to look like garbage, because I've actually never played the Tony Hawk games. I watched people play the Tony Hawk games, but I myself never played them really. So I would love to play them.
Only if you have a controller for your computer. Do not try to play them with computer controls.
I have one for the computer because I played all of Fallout 3 on a controller with no fats. Bad.
Heard the story, Brenna. We all feel for you.
But like it also adds to the injury that I also played it on a controller. A lot of people, when I tell them that, they're like deeply offended that I've played.
No, like it's like Skyrim. Like the PC controls for Skyrim are so bad.
Okay, I'm glad other people agree with me, because I get fought over that all the time. It's just nice to know that I'm not always wrong when it comes to video games. Anyway, in conclusion,
graphics do not make a game, but they do not make a game, but they can break a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not sponsored by anything that we talked about, but those facts. Pure BD Craft is the best texture pack for Minecraft. Fight me in the pit.
Sure. I don't particularly care.
I'm picky when it comes to my Minecraft texture packs. Fight me.
I'm sure.
That's the kind of like big fucking nerd energy that I have. Is like it gets that specific.
I just like, it's just not the nerd energy I want to put out into the world.
Apparently the nerd energy you want to put out in the world is rage, because we're getting a lot of that, kind of a lot.
The nerd energy I want to put out into the world is obscurity.
Yeah, we know, Jacob. We're well fucking aware of that. Like,
you nail it. It's great.
Fucking JJ the jet plane. 3 minutes of the episode.
Well,
from the shadows.
I feel like
that's secret backstory DLC. Holy shit, Shogun of the Dark. That is secret backstory DLC information that I don't even think Brenna knows.
No, I don't know what we're talking about.
That's Jacob and I's secret backstory DLC.
Oh no, I do. You guys.
And if you know that, you know us way too well. If you know that.
Okay. So this has been another episode of the Dr. Z Show, I think.
Has it?
In theory. I don't know, did Anthony record it this time?
Oh shit, I knew I forgot something. Yes, I recorded it. God.
Happens one time.
This is why I start the episodes though, is so I know that I'm recording.
That's why we let you start the episodes.
Oh, you let me. Oh, thank you so much.
I should just start an entirely separate channel that is like the pre-episode conversations.
Honestly, yeah, if you want to listen to us
Just
talk
like,
about Power Rangers for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I can't believe we were on that so long.
And argue
Greta
about
and I,
which theme song is better.
Viciously fighting over Lost Galaxy and Turbo. It's Turbo.
It's
But,
Lost Galaxy!
No, vote now on your
Vote
phones.
now!
Go to YouTube and listen to the Power Rangers Lost Galaxy theme
And
because
prove
it's worse.
Anthony that
Then
I'm
listen to
right.
the Power Rangers Turbo theme and understand that it's better. And then vote for Power Rangers Turbo.
Rangers!
Okay, stop. No, you can't. No, you're skewing the vote in your direction.
Okay, well, this has been another, attempt at
No,
an
this has
episode.
definitely been an episode of the Dr. Z Show.
Can I say the word at like any time and just end the episode? Is that
I
how
mean, yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, that's
Jacob.
how it works. We have to wait for you to see. You have the power.
There have been episodes where I've waited for like a full minute before you've said anything.
Like, could I end the episode prematurely? By
Yeah, you.
saying
I mean,
that?
yeah, you end it
That's
as soon.
the
It's like a
rules.
keyword. Like you say it, and then the episode just stops recording.
Yeah, it's like
wherever
a script.
you say it.
It's a computer script. You know, the moment adios is added into the script. If adios, then end.
Yeah, it's like hey Google or like hey
Yeah.
Alexa, whatever. But
Yeah, it just is like it triggers the end game.
adios.